and welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy and I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. So get cozy, we're going to have a little chat today. Today's pick a card topic is all about a person on your mind, and we're wondering if they're going to reach out to you and what may be holding them back from reaching out at this time. So will the person on your mind reach out, and what is holding them back? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. This is from the Jane Austen Tarot. We have pile number 1 with the Devil with the 5 of Wands. Pile number 2 with the Star and the Knight of Pentacles. And we have pile number 3 with the Hanged Man and the 2 of Swords. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there could be messages waiting today from Spirit, and my timestamps are always listed below. Of course, we want to welcome back our beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for all of your beautiful comments. Be sure to drop your comments below for your chance to win a free tarot reading from me. You have to be subscribed to the channel, and make sure that you drop a comment, like that video, and make sure you hit your notification bell if you do drop the comment and want to be entered for your chance to win the reading, because that's how I will notify you if you are chosen. I will give you clear directions underneath your comment on how to reach out to me and how to get the ball rolling. I will never send unsolicited DMs to you here on YouTube or on Instagram. So be sure to protect yourself from people who could be posing as the Tarot Cottage or as other tarot related content. But for today's pick a card topic, the person on your mind, are they going to return? Are they going to reach out to you? Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the Devil and the 5 of Wands, and this is your reading. Will the person on your mind reach out to you, and what is holding them back at this time? Now, this particular deck is very unique, the Jane Austen Tarot, because it does combine the minor arcana with some major arcana as well. So you were drawn to the Devil and the 5 of Wands, and the Devil speaks to attachment, addiction, passion sometimes. It's kind of a fuse. So this could speak to the intensity of your connection or the intensity of the attraction. It could also speak to some competitive energy that may have come through as well, which could add to one of the reasons why they are holding back. But let's take a deeper look into this. Could even be speaking to their own insecurities. It may just be a simple insecurity problem that they are challenged with. But let's take a look at their current energy. What is currently holding this person back at this time from making contact with you? I'm going to be using the Impressionist Tarot for you today. What is currently holding this person back from pile number 1, please? What are they currently thinking and feeling? We have the 8 of Pentacles. The 3 of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups. A lot of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. There's a very strong energy surrounding the Devil with Capricorn as well. On the floor, we have the Page of Wands coming reversed. We have the 9 of Swords. Back of the deck, we have the 7 of Wands, and we have the Ace of Wands. We also have the 10 of Swords here as well. Now, this 10 of Swords, particularly the big, huge pile of hay, I always think of making hay while the sun shines, and I always see like a needle inside that haystack. The needle is a symbol of mending, and how the only way to mend something is to burn the haystack down. The only way to find that needle is to ultimately burn that haystack down to find the metal that's left behind. So there's something here about like capability. I feel like this person is struggling right now in a lot of areas of their life, and that's what's causing a lot of the procrastination or a lot of their actions in this in-between. Because I feel like if they're in school, I feel like they're struggling with that. It almost feels like they're struggling with the responsibilities in their life. And if they do return, and we're going to take a look at that specifically, they could blame something like that. They could say, you know, it's work, it's school, I'm having a hard time juggling everything that's going on. I don't think they're going to give you a full spectrum of what's actually holding them back, but they can't hide it from us here in this context. So They're actually struggling with something even deeper than that. I still feel like they're struggling with school and with work too, but they're talking about having to iron something out. It almost feels like an old connection, old attraction where I need to have closure, or I need to have one last conversation, or we need to hash it out together. Like, I feel like there could be another person that is, and even just the influence of another person, it doesn't have to be a physical person, but the influence of another person where it's affecting their readiness to be in a relationship with you. There's still an attachment here. And again, I don't feel like this is something that they're going to share with you. If and when they do return, they're going to blame practical things like work and education and all the different physical responsibilities that they have. But they keep showing me this iron and ironing something out, tying up loose ends. I think that there's a lot of things that are holding this person back. I can't deny with the page reverse as well that there's a sense of emotional immaturity of how they're handling all of these stressors. Like, they're having this big emotional extreme reaction to everything that's going on in their life right now. And I feel like there's a feeling of compounding pressure. Like, this connection with you, even if it's new, it feels like they think that you have expectations and they're feeling a pressure even if you didn't put it there. And it's like reaching them to this breaking point because they have all these other things to worry about. They're struggling with school, maybe they're struggling with work, struggling with old connections that they still feel impacted emotionally by. And I feel like they're worried because they know they're making a mistake. They know that if they don't find solutions soon, they're putting pressure on themselves to find solutions. And if they don't put on solutions soon, it's like they don't know what to do to fix it. Yeah, here's the Ten of Swords. They're feeling a little bit defeated and a little bit depleted right now. It's not going to be a period that lasts forever, but it definitely affects their motivation. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. Because I think that they genuinely are interested in this new opportunity with you, but they're still trying to tie up those loose ends. Or there's still some challenges that they have to overcome with past pain and past heartbreak or past disappointment. And they don't want to let you in on their struggles. It's easier for them to retreat a little bit than for them to share these troubles with you, because they don't want to project themselves as this insecure person. They want to project themselves as somebody who is prepared and ready. So I can't deny that one of the reasons why that they are holding back from communication right now, I feel like it does have to do with another person. But I feel like if they are ironing out or having conversations with someone from the past, it's not launching anything for them. There's an ending here with the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Swords. And the necessity for an ending, and maybe something that they put off. I feel like they weren't quite ready when you met them for a launch of a new relationship. But things happen for us when they're ready for us, I guess, because time doesn't wait for them to be ready for you. They're hoping that you aren't, and this is such a silly thing, but they're hoping you don't notice the timing that's going by. They're hoping that this hasn't impacted you negatively. They actually, that's one thing that they are trying to hold on to confidence about, is how you feel. And I do feel, again, they have almost an intention to come forward with communication. There's intention here. But I also feel like they're going to take a bit of a passive approach when it comes to giving you the full spectrum of the story, or what caused the delays, what caused the no contact period. Here's the Page of Pentacles. And here's the Nine of Swords. They're already thinking about communication. And they're already trying to come up with the narrative. Like, they're trying to come up with with what they're going to say, how they're going to frame it, you know, what they're going to, and I think that they're really nervous and worried about it at this point now. And they're putting this pressure on themselves. I don't think that you're putting the pressure on them here. Here's the Ten of Pentacles and the Temperance. I think that when they entered into this relationship with you, or when they met you, they might have presented themselves as being secure and perhaps ready for anything, but they're still holding loyalty to past energies. And they just keep focusing me on this house that's upside down in this picture of the Ten of Pentacles. For me, that kind of brings me to the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse position. And they're talking about like loneliness and conflicts within loneliness, especially what used to make me feel secure. So there's a part of them that there's almost like an addictive energy to the past. And it's challenging them because now there's a competition for that focus. And you're the competition for that focus. What is holding them back, please? We have here soul, contract, agreement, partnership. And we have meeting someone new, getting back out there, planning and setting a date, but someone who's in the process of healing their heart. Someone who's in the process of trying to free themselves from negative or toxic or addictive type of relationships or connections. And how that the emotion of those past energies, they're showing the wet towels in behind. They weren't even dry by the time you popped onto the scene. It's like they're in the midst of healing. And part of perhaps even entering into this flirtation with you was a part of the strategy of putting themselves back out into the world. But I feel like they overshot or they leapt too soon. So this is like their attempt of retreating, perhaps gathering the energy that they need to really truly finalize and close out a cycle, because they still have work to do that they're still processing through, which could be creating the delay that you're experiencing. And for some, you've been waiting a couple of months, perhaps in the most, and in the least, you've been waiting a couple of weeks to hear from this person. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what they're thinking. What is causing some of these delays? What is holding them back? What are they thinking at this time for pile number 1, please? And then we're going to take a look at whether or not they're going to actually follow through with their intentions and reach out to you. What is holding them back? What are they thinking? I do have so much desire for you. This is like, if I asked you to stay, would you leave? They feel very shaky when it comes to support and receiving support, because I think that they weren't 100% emotionally ready for this. We have Ace of Pentacles. We have, I think we should see other people. It's coming in reverse. It says ... I do think that there are other people who are factors. I don't necessarily feel like they are going back to revisit a relationship. I think it's about closure. It might not even involve the other person. It might just be them processing through this release. They keep replaying things in their mind. It says here, well, we have 3 coming out. I am manifesting you, and then we have no. And do I know you from somewhere? So the manifestation is the Magician. And there's a feeling about trying to micromanage control over all of the elements. It's like they're trying to build up their confidence. And they're even almost trying to tell themselves that the new connection isn't having the impact that it is, but you absolutely are having a major impact. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so worried about coming back around. I'm afraid to talk to you. We have yes, and I feel the same way. We have you matter and you make my heart full. Back of the deck says, I just want you all of the time. It's coming in the 8 reverse, but there's also frustrating delays. So I still feel like there's a lot of mutual desire here that exists between the two of you. I just think that they are really nervous to face you. because they've been procrastinating. And I don't necessarily feel like if they do come forward, they're going to give you an honest reflection of what they just went through. I think they're going to blame work or school elements if they are in school. But are they going to return? Are they going to reach out to pile number 1? We have Justice. Notice how Justice, the snake is biting the finger. The snake itself is getting cut in half during this process. So there's like a fear of facing justice, facing the judge and jury, like biting the hand that feeds. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands. For some, this person may have not contacted you since July of 2025. Here's the Eight of Pentacles. It's like that's when things kind of went awry for someone watching, was in and around July. Just this past July. We have the Fool and we have the Knight of Wands. Back of the deck is the Eight of Swords. So they're dealing with this fear of facing you, but here's the Nine of Cups. They're kind of holding on to that extreme, that opinion that you'll be waiting for them. I do feel like they are going to take action here with the Knight of Wands and the Fool. It might even be a foolish prospect for them to leap back towards you. You may or may not be open to hearing from this person at that point. I am going to try to get a time frame for you as well in a moment. But the Knight of Wands, I already see them having the intention of taking action. They're trying to break through this mental prison to truly face you. But Spirit says they're going to take a leap of faith. They're going to swallow their pride and take a leap of faith, even if it means having to face justice, even if it means having to face you and anger, because they're a little bit concerned about you being upset or mad at them. Here's the Ten of Swords coming out. And I'm trying to get a time frame. This could be speaking to the next couple of months. Spirit says that they might be reaching out. They're inspired right now. And because I'm reading for the collective, I have a couple of different time frames that are floating into the picture. Spirit says for someone, you've got 4 weeks, and then this person's going to reach out. But for others, for the majority of the collective, we could be extending it between now and the next 2.5 months. But they do see that this person is going to be reaching out to you in the new year or by the new year. So let's get a little advice for you from your guides and angels in regards to this connection in the future. So by mid-January, maybe encroaching on the late January, I feel like this person will reach out for the majority. But for someone watching 4 weeks from now, I feel like they're going to be, reaching out to you. Get ready for big changes. The Squirrel of Preparation. Squirrels do everything afraid. We have the Nine of Swords doubled down in a future position. So they're going to be launching when they don't feel necessarily ready. But this is also advice for you about preparing. Being willing to do what you feel guided to do. We also have Lighten Up with Joy. And we have Dragonfly of Illusion. You know who you really are. Now, you may be feeling really frustrated with them right now. You may be feeling angry with them right this moment. But Spirit says that once they reach out, there's a very strong softening that happens. You have a very fragile heart. You're a very beautiful, loving, and forgiving heart. And I feel like you kind of change approaches and you feel really excited to hear from them. Now, truthfully, moving forward, Spirit says that they're almost going to have to prove themselves to you in order for you to maintain that confidence or that excitement overall. So they just want to prepare you for that outcome. And again, I don't feel like they're going to be 100% honest with what caused the procrastination. There's going to be a lot of practical issues. They're going to tell you that they're overworked or exhausted or helpless. But you might be able to see right through that. Spirit says that they're running the risk of scattering and wasting a really great potential with you. And it's, I just have a ringing in my ear as well. And now we have the King of Cups coming in and he's reversed. There is a feeling about somebody who, maybe when they first met you, they smothered you with attention. It's like somebody who does that. I feel like they're going to overcompensate as well when they do come back around. They're just going to show you so much attention. This is also a symbol of their insecurity, though, however. And Spirit says they still have the capacity to scatter the potential that exists here. So they really want you to pay attention to the notes of your own intuition when dealing with this person in the future. In the charm bowl, we have the letter B out of the bowl. Q, wrench in our plan. We also have thirst for the divine feminine. We have the little acorns, which is a nod to the squirrel energy. We have I will hold you in my heart until I hold you in heaven, the letter S. We do have a mermaid and she's purple, so they're speaking about you. They're talking about the divine feminine or the divine masculine, whoever is watching this reading, being lured into emotion. Like, they want you to state your sovereignty before you get overwhelmed by the emotion of their return, because that can sometimes cloud our better judgment. We have angels watching over the situation, including you, angels watching over you, especially connected to divine feminine energy. We have a stethoscope, could be hospital nursing connection, but also listening to your heart. And we have a commandment from the Bible that says, thou shalt not take the name of thy Lord thy God in vain. I sometimes think of someone who curses a lot with that charm. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell if you do. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and that link is always updated. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the Knight of Pentacles and the Star, and this is your reading. Will the person on your mind return? Will they make contact with you? And what is holding them back at this time? Now, the Knight of Pentacles and the Star are combined in this card. And the Knight of Pentacles is a really slow-moving knight. They're actually showing me a little house on the prairie. So that could be kind of speaking to your location, but also kind of feeling disconnected in a way. Like maybe there's absolutely no text or information coming in at all, and a length of time where your patience is growing thin. We also have the Star energy, so a lot of vulnerability, and maybe even you looking into a healing phase by this point. So this could be your energy at this moment. This could also be indicating the rate of speed at which they may change their approach or come back towards you. A lot of Aquarius energy coming through. For pile number 2, please, we're going to take a look first at what is holding them back at this time. We have the 7 of Swords. What is holding them back? The Knight of Wands. The 2 of Wands. I heard the phrase, all out of all the trees that are in the woods, the holly bears the crown. Holly could be an important name. It doesn't have to be. We have the 9 of Swords. And we have the 4 of Wands. Back of the deck we have the 5 of Wands. And we have the Lovers. Now, I cannot deny that I feel like there is a competitive edge. I feel like there's a competing pathway that has their attention at the moment, and that's what's creating some of the space in between, or the procrastination between the results that you're looking for and where we're sitting right now. There's like this impulsive action that they're taking, and they're not really thinking about the consequences. So in this competitive energy, I don't necessarily feel like it's based on love. It feels physical, if I'm being honest with you. It feels physical. It feels like a physical attraction. I feel like it came out suddenly out of nowhere. It's like they weren't even expecting this attraction to bloom. And I truthfully, if the two of you were in a flirtation cycle recently, I feel like they were already in a flirtation cycle with this other person as well. So it's not necessarily that they are stepping out on a commitment with you, because maybe there was no commitment. But they're sort of in this restless, selfish phase where they're exploring a lot of different options. And this one kind of just came up unexpectedly. It was like poor timing in connection with your relationship or with the potential of your relationship, because it may not have evolved to that. Here's the Judgment. Because Spirit is actually trying to move this person out of this restless phase and into more of like a focused commitment phase in their life, just commitments to themselves that they can extend outwards to other people. But they're kind of trying to run from this message. It's like they're not listening. They don't want to hear it. They're showing me like, it sounds silly, but they're showing me like a dog at a dog park that's being told it's time to go home. And they're like rolling around in the mud and they're running away from their owner. And they're like, that's what they're showing me right now. And it's not because that they're a negative person, or they're just, it's like they're in this in-between phase. I feel like the internet's playing a major role in the attractions that they're creating. And to the outside world, or to the naked eye, it would appear like they're wasting time, is what it feels like. Like they're wasting time. Spirit's not going to let any moment go to waste, but it looks like, it feels like they're wasting time. And now I'm hearing that song by, I think it's like Backstreet Boys, Quit Playing Games with My Heart. Here's the Eight of Cups. Now, the truth is that this other explorative path, the only purpose of it, or what they're using it for, is to empower their own position or empower their own ego overall. But what it actually is, their behaviors are a symptom of them being stuck in an old timeline, being stuck truly in a rut. But that's why their higher self is asking them for evolution, asking them to reflect upon their own actions, their own imbalances that are leading them to maintain in this position. It's almost like somebody who needs to grow up. And if I'm being honest with you, this feels very physical. I don't think that this is going to grow into something emotional as far as this connection that they could be exploring, or an alternate path that they are exploring. Once the empowerment is complete, I feel like they walk away emotionally from that, or they pull back that emotion, which in and of itself feels like a symptom of their own insecurity, their own attachments, and how people and influencers in the world will come out and trigger them to try to get them to take more action in the future, to move out of this comfort zone. Here's the Five of Pentacles. Whoops. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, we're going to be taking a look separately as to whether or not they're going to reach out to you, whether or not there's going to be further contact here. But right now we're focusing on what's holding them back. You'll notice here that here's the Anchor. And I can't deny the procrastination that we're feeling with the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles here in the Star. I see the Divine Feminine, or the equivalent, walking forward, even if you're feeling hurt by this situation. And even if you have like a beautiful heart and you're able to offer compassion to their experience, and compassion knowing why they act the way that they do, it doesn't hold you back from moving forward. And I feel like there's even an aspect of you moving forward in the near future if you do not hear from them. Because if they take too long, Spirit says they may have competition. You may have alternate paths to explore. They could have competition. Because nothing is dimming your light. And Spirit actually feels like you have alternatives coming in for you, perhaps even before this person takes more action towards you. But we'll get more into that in a moment. Right now we're going to delve into what they're currently thinking and feeling during this phase. We have karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, letting go, and loving you. As I said, it doesn't feel like they're drawn towards anything real or anything emotionally charged. It feels physical. It feels kind of flighty. We have cassette, outdated thinking, and conditioning, creating a huge issue for them, their conditioning, replaying events over in their mind. And we have Cupid's arrow, Love is coming, surprise, invitation, or meeting. And I do think that something popped up for them as an attraction that they were not expecting, but that they wanted to follow through on. But I also feel like one side is clock, the other side is heartbroken. It says need time, takes time, time to heal, but progress. But this is an alarm clock. And there's a wake-up call coming, because this Cupid's arrow, I feel like, is for you. And if I'm being honest with you, I feel like the competition that's coming forward could derail the potential of this connection for you. Because I almost feel like what's coming forward for you this doesn't compare to that. The connection you will feel, the safety that this new person may make you feel, I don't think compares to this. Although there might be a very strong physical attraction here that you're contending with. I think what's coming in for you, especially if they wait too long, you may not even see them as an option by the time that happens. So if they might actually be very disappointed if they decide to take action and follow through and come back towards you, because you may not be available at that time. Let's get some messages here, though, to see what sort of thoughts they've been having in this in-between. Why are they holding back from pile number 2? What do you even see in me? I walked away to find myself. And somebody who is pretty self-deprecating, perhaps somebody who feels deep down throughout everything very deeply insecure. It says here, I'm getting over my fears. 9 of Swords. We have making you jealous right now. It says here, I know you feel the same way. A recognition that I'm being so unfair to you. Oops. I'm patiently waiting for the right time, although this could be your patience as well. It could be running out. Then we have if pigs could fly. We also have here, there's someone else on the back of the deck. Now, the pig analogy for me speaks to selfishness. So someone who could be acting in a little bit of a selfish phase right now. I think at the 4 of Pentacles. We have here a fresh start, a seed opportunity or offer. It is connected to the 10 of Pentacles, wanting to grow old with you. So they could be bringing forward very fresh perspectives. They have intentions perhaps to bring forward fresh opportunities to grow. I think that they can see that there's potential with you, but you may not be seeing as much potential in them moving into the future. Let's just do it. Back of deck says, I'm right where you left me. It's the 6 of Swords reverse. So there's a lack of clarity, perhaps, a lack of closure. Now let's ask Spirit here, though, about whether or not they're going to have the courage. Are they actually going to follow through? And are they going to reach out to pile number 2, please? We have the 5 of Wands. The King of Swords. We have the 6 of Swords. Ooh, I'm getting a really strong message here. We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Look at how her eyes look now. It could be an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Of course, you don't have to be. We have a lot of Aquarius here, though, today. A lot of Gemini. Oh, there is going to be conversations. Spirit says, and yeah, here's the Page of Cups. I'm going to try to get a time frame for you here as well. Here's the 2 of Wands, and we have the Hanged Man. There is going to be a conversation that happens between the 2 of you, and they are actually really enlightened. I got a message about you returning to the world. So Spirit says that you may return to the world. You may start dating someone else, for instance, or start exploring alternate paths yourself, because your perspective shifts and changes. You're no longer patient. they're having to take accountability for the path that they took, and they're really highlighting how on this mallet is a huge eyeball, signaling the third eye and awareness opening up because of justice, because of truth that's coming in, something for them to mull over. Now, that's not to say that when they come forward with clarity or with some type of communication between the two of you, that it still doesn't, it kind of makes you feel smug because you feel justified that they're reaching out, and you feel justified at the fact that you're not available the way that you were before, that your attitude has shifted. However, they still say that you could be impacted by the decision or the choice with the Seven of Cups. It offers you options overall. But they're also highlighting the fact that the 9 and the 7 make up the 16 of the Tower energy, and how you've already had these epiphanies. You already have something new. It's like there's something changed in you or changed in your perspective of the connection by the time this person pushes forward, that it almost doesn't feel like a competition anymore. It feels like you know which direction you want to go in, and it's the direction that makes you feel the most secure and makes you feel abundant. So I feel like there will be conversations between the two of you. And as I said, I'm going to get a time frame for you. Just remember that I'm reading for the collective, but I think that your opinion of the opportunity has shifted and changed. And I don't think that they're expecting that, but it might actually be the reception and the information that they actually need, even if it makes them feel defeated about this opportunity. It gives them clarity over the impact that their actions or lack of actions have on people in the future. So it's kind of like they shoot themselves in their foot when it comes to their current application of strength and the effort that they're putting in. When do you foresee this person reaching out, please, to pile number 2? You have the Chariot. And you can see this Chariot is rushing through the rain. Headlights are on. Ace of Cups. They're giving me, because I'm reading for the collective, they're giving me this time frame. For someone watching, it could be coming in very, very quickly. Like there's someone watching where I think you're going to be hearing from them within the next couple of months. But for others, we're looking at between like 6 to 7 months. They're saying that this person could reach out to you. And I feel like by that point, again, there's like feeling pulled emotionally in different directions. I feel like you could feel that slightly, but I also feel like the domino effect of what you've achieved or what you've walked into, it's too great to sacrifice, to go back to uncertainty. Because there's just, you feel by that point, it feels like you're solidly in a relationship. Like you're not just testing the waters in a relationship, you're in a relationship within this next 6-7 months. And because this person procrastinates and takes too long to come back, you're the one that's changed directions. You're the one that's changed your opinion of the situation overall. So let's get some advice for you, pile number 2. And it's not something that maybe that you're relishing in with the Queen of Swords. She doesn't like having to be the heavy when another person comes forward, but she does what she has to do for herself and what she deserves. We have here, dig in and see it through to completion. It says perseverance. Whoopsie daisy. We also have stop trying to make something happen. We have retreat. Sometimes we just have to surrender a situation and other people's actions to the universe. Sometimes we have to let people bury themselves a little bit in order for their full circle of lessons to come forward. We have get ready for a big breakthrough for yourself. So even through the disappointment that you're experiencing here, there's a breakthrough for you. It's going to be very much worth it overall. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 2, please. The last thought they had about pile 2 in the bowl. King of Pentacles. 10 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. I feel like this person almost has a cocky mentality, and I think that they're not going to see what hit them in a way. It's like the clarity that's coming, they don't see it right this moment. It's like they don't see that they're making an impact with a lack of support towards you. I also feel like what could drive them back towards you is like news or gossip or getting the news or seeing you online that you've moved on. That could be what sparks their actions overall. Like they're trying to ignore the fact right now in their thoughts that they aren't supporting this connection moving forward. It's like they're trying to say out of sight, out of mind. We have Y, S, and L. We have kiss. We have I will. And the High Priestess is reversed with the Crescent Moon reversed. So they're asking you to really trust in the nodes of your intuition, or the notes of your intuition at that time. We have live your dream and believe in love. And they're kind of mirroring each other in a sense. And I feel like it's kind of the difference between your responsibility and where you're headed and kind of the stage of life that they're in right now. We have Aquarius coming through. We also have here the Dolphin. I think of friendship. I think of the Three of Cups. So 3 months time could also be significant for someone as well. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. And be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading. And it's updated every day. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Two of Swords and the Hanged Man, and this is your reading. Will this person reach out to you? What is currently holding them back? Now, this particular deck, the Jane Austen Tarot, has a combination of minor arcana and major arcana. So we have the Two of Swords with the Hanged Man. And together, there's a lot of mental blockage here. They could be really overthinking everything. And instead of acting, they've sort of just chosen to stay suspended in place. And maybe they're waiting for a sign of some kind. This could be fear that's stopping them, or they don't feel like they're in control of the situation at this moment in time. It just really speaks about how they believe acting out right now or acting towards you is too much of a risk. This could also be the state that you're in, where you're just you're trying not to let the impact of the time frame or the removal of themselves from your life affect you or impact you, but deep down it's still, you may be trying to avoid the truth, but it's still painful experience. Spirit is just highlighting that this feels more like a paralysis than it does a lack of interest. So let's take a look and see what is holding them back at this moment, please, for pile number 3. We have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the King of Swords. Could be Aquarius, Libra, Gemini coming through. It's like they're trying to make sense of the opportunity. It's like maybe waiting for the perfect moment, or when something feels a little bit safer or more logical to come forward. It almost feels like a certain strategy that they're applying right now. But Spirit says no matter how they're perceiving it, Spirit still says that it's like a symptom of their own fear, their own helplessness coming through. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. And it's almost like they have this idea that this isn't going to have an impact on you. And maybe you gave them that impression that you're very strong and secure and independent, and you're not, looking for solutions in other people, that you seek solutions within yourself. And that could be exactly who you are overall. That doesn't mean that your patience doesn't grow thin. They're claiming that they're staying away to work on themselves. Maybe to prepare themselves for someone as great as you. But it's like they're saying to me that I'm staying away to work on myself. And in your perception, you may think that they're playing games with you. I don't think that they perceive it like that. It doesn't mean that that's not how it feels, but I don't think they perceive it that way. It doesn't feel like existential or external circumstances either that's keeping them away. It doesn't feel like people. It doesn't feel like anything like that. It feels like something interior. It's an internal freeze. And now the truth is that this Queen of Pentacles, Again, they have this idea that you don't need anybody, and that's kind of what she presents. She is capable and she is strong and she has all of those beautiful qualities that all the other queens possess. But again, that doesn't mean that her patience doesn't run thin. We have the Three of Cups in the future position. Back of the deck, we have the Lovers, and we have the Two of Wands. It kind of feels like this person has this expectation, like we're just going to pick up where we left off. They may not have felt like this was moving into commitments at the time of their retreat. Even when we move into the future position, we have the Three of Cups, so that's a very good sign of things to come. But of course, we are going to look separately at whether or not they're going to reach out and follow through. They're claiming that the reason why they held back up to this point is because they are working on something within themselves. We have the Knight of Wands. The Two of Cups. The Page of Cups. And if I'm being honest with you, it's almost like they've expected to hear from you. But I feel like, again, you are in this, you could even be in this mentality of like, I'm not going to be the one to reach out. This Two of Swords is sort of standing my ground and refusing to show my hand of cards. Even if our intuition is telling us to do it, sometimes we dig our heels in. It's almost like they're waiting for you. And yet you could, and this would make them feel kind of justified or smug if you did reach out to them. It's like they've been waiting for you to reach out. I do feel like ultimately this person thinks that there's relationship possibilities in the future here, but Spirit says they're not going to get what they're looking for unless they create a new plan, because this plan might not be working out for them. Although we do, again, we have the Three of Cups in the future position. We could see good things coming in. Three of Cups can be a representation of reunions. People that are very different. But what they're not accounting for is like during this in-between phase, they're not the only ones working on themselves. They're not the only ones dealing with emotional issues. You are also reflecting upon whether or not this serves you or whether or not it doesn't. It's giving you an opportunity to change your mind and to change your opinion of the situation. You may decide, hey, we're better off as just friends. And they may be anticipating that relationships are possible and probable. I feel like this person is very smart and pragmatic when it comes, like when they met you, they felt a deep connection, but they don't feel like someone who's very spiritual about the connection. They look at things very logically or very practically. It's very black and white. But the problem is that emotion is blue. Here's the Hierophant. Oh, this doesn't feel over to me. Here's the Nine of Swords. We have the World. We also have the Chariot. So I already feel a very strong intention to reach out to you for some type of expansion. I feel like they're pausing before action, and I think that this is going to serve you well. Here's the Divine Feminine, Queen of Pentacles underneath the Three of Wands. So they want you to look to the future, and no matter what road you decide to take perhaps in the future of this connection, they want you to focus on your highest good and yourself. They want you to claim your independence here. You may have to do that even if you proceed forward in this connection overall. It's maintaining a sense of self. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper into their current thoughts and feelings towards you at this moment. What are they thinking and feeling? What is holding them back, please, Spirit? Oops, on the floor. We have Cupid's arrow. Having faith, love is coming. It says here they were surprised to meet you. I think, and look, we have Cupid's arrow here as well coming down. I think that they were surprised to meet you when they did. And now there's this hesitation that they brought forward. We have kisses, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. So it may not have gone anywhere really serious up to this point. We also have coffin, endings bring new beginnings, transition, liberation. change, growth, and we also have happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, and enjoying each other. Now, they're talking about the stability of this palm tree, but they're also highlighting loneliness for me with the palm tree. Whenever I see the palm tree, I think of loneliness. They're also showing me a coconut coming down and hitting them on the head. So Spirit's saying that this person almost needs, even though they're really, really intelligent, it's like they have so much book smarts, but their emotional intelligence needs a little bit of an upgrade a little bit. And sometimes it's like they need to have some sense knocked into them a little bit, perhaps with your reaction or perhaps with how they're going to be received in the future. It's like even though they're super, super intelligent, they're not using the sense that God gave them, using that intelligence correctly or accurately. A lot of Cancer energy here today, a lot of Gemini coming through, a lot of Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo for Divine Feminine, specifically Taurus. I've thought about taking a trip with you. So there, even if there's been no contact, they're still thinking about what the future could hold. Don't think because we don't talk, I don't want to, because I do. And they know, or from their higher self perspective, Spirit knows that you're wondering if this is because of another person. Spirit actually says this is not because of another person in this case. I just have to keep a close eye on your social media, and I want to reconcile with you. They're wondering though, because again, they keep waiting for you to reach out to them as well. I do regret walking away from you. I've been thinking about making a proposition to you. It says proposing to you, but I don't think it's marriage proposals. I've been doing spell work on you. And just wait on me. Please don't give up on me. I also just got the message about how they're not, it's not even considering, they're not even considering the fact that this could be hurting you. It's like they don't think that this is hurting you. And again, I feel like that's part of that message about how they're really, really intelligent, but not emotionally aware. It's like it doesn't occur to them, but this could be confusing or painful or frustrating or dissatisfying. I do want us to be in a relationship. And I actually feel like this person really does consider that that's a possibility for the future. It says here, I am feeling the consequences of my actions and choices. Especially in the present moment, even if they're waiting for you to reach out. And the fact that you haven't, I think that really puts a sour taste in their mouth or puts them in a bad mood. It's like there's a feeling of dissatisfaction with the Eight of Cups in the center of the reading. They're not happy that you haven't reached out to them or made any attempts. But it says the thought of explaining myself and apologizing scares me because I don't want to see the pain I've caused in your eyes. I almost think that it makes them uncomfortable to see pain that they've caused. They're showing me somebody really, really smart, but it's almost like they're a savant of some kind in one area of their life, and in other areas they're very clueless. Telepathically communicate with me. Back of the deck says, I really do miss you a lot on the back of that deck. So now is the portion of the reading where we will take a look at and see if they are going to follow through, if they're going to reach out to pile number 3. We do have the 3 of Cups in the future position. We have the 7 of Wands. Temperance. We have the 4 of Wands. I think this person almost gets triggered by emotion, like triggered by disappointment. It's like it makes them feel uncomfortable. They could, honestly, there's a feeling about being on the spectrum for someone. Here's the Six of Cups, though. They are going to reach out to you. I'm also going to try to get a time frame for you. Here's the Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords and the Four of Cups. Some of the excuses that they use, they could be talking about work commitments or family commitments that might have been coming up that left them feeling helpless or without a lot of time. It's like they're assuming they're going to be met with a lot of compassion and a lot of, like a very strong welcoming energy is what they're convinced of. Now, there is a reference to delays and waits before they do reach out. Again, I feel like in a perfect world, they would feel like you would reach out to them first. So let's get a time frame here, please. Now, remember, I'm reading for the collective, so there'll be lots of different energies that come through. King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. I do think that they are letting work elements distract them, though. I really do. Here's the Nine of Wands. These of Cups. I feel like they could be reaching out sooner rather than later, to be honest. And this has happened for all three piles where I've been getting multiple time frames popping in because I have so many different people tuning into the reading. I feel like within the next week and a half for someone, this person is going to reach out to you. Or there's going to be some type of contact between the two of you in the next week and a half. Maybe encroaching upon 2 weeks, but I don't even feel like it'll take the full 2 weeks. For others, I feel like there's a month's time frame where this person will be reaching out to you. Yeah. Now, I feel like the two of you may spend a couple of months after reconnection, because I honestly feel like you're open to friendship or you're open to more. I feel like you'll spend a couple of months, though, feeling kind of uncertain and feeling each other out beyond that time. I do also feel like there are solutions to you feeling the lack of support right now. I feel like there is a generosity of spirit that's coming in from you. I feel like there's the possibility that this could move into something more significant. We have the World here after we find solutions, but there's a time frame between when you reconnect and the time frame of when you're going to be spending all that time finding the solutions, healing past this point. You may decide that you want to just keep it kind of loosey-goosey or in the state of friendship when you do reconnect with this person, but Spirit says that you can expect there to be more to come here. And they encourage you to always look at every piece of information that they offer, look at the entire full spectrum before you make decisions about your involvement, of course, always. Your guide's priority is you and your safety and your emotional safety and your happiness. We have here, you are provided for in all ways, the Buffalo of Abundance. We have here forgiveness and let go of your judgments. I do feel like that is going to be a part of the process of reconnection. We also have here lion courage and ask for what you want. And I think that this beautiful Queen of Pentacles, I think that you have the courage to just do that. I think that, and Spirit says you should have the courage to say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm looking for. Can you give it to me, so to speak? So you may even feel called to reach out to this person if you're starting to get antsy about them coming forward here as well. But I still see a period of reconnection followed by this period of forgiveness. And after and beyond that, this may actually evolve into a relationship for some watching as well. Let's get a charm bulb for pile number 3. The last thought they had about pile number 3. I don't think that this person's holding back out of malice in any way. I genuinely feel like they haven't considered, and maybe it's because of the impression that the connection left them in. It's like they haven't considered that it's bothering you. And it's now only starting to bother them because you haven't pressed the issue or you haven't reached out to them. Like it hasn't even really occurred to them. We do have the Page of Swords, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Death energy. There is a certain amount of lessons that are coming in. I feel like this person could be watching you or checking their messages or checking for you online, because as much as maybe they stepped away to work on themselves or find themselves or make sense of themselves, their curiosity still comes back towards you. But you also represent like growth and ascension and change. So the last thought that they had was about taking action and maybe waiting for that perfect moment. We have is, we have forget-me-nots, and we have good luck for the divine masculine. They're highlighting Libra. We also have here a microscope, could be working obligations or putting themselves underneath the microscope. This is what we all naturally do during our reflection phase. We have the hammer. Now the hammer is a work element. It has the red handle, but it's starting to wear away. This is opportunity for growth and mastery, but this person could have a tendency to self-sabotage when good opportunities knock. We do have communication coming in here with the penny. Let's see if there's a date on it that I can see with my eyes, because my eyes are getting terrible in this light. We have 1985 in this penny. We also have a commandment from the Bible that says, thou shalt not kill. It's like, you won't take away the hope that I already have. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free tarot reading from me. Be sure to hit your notification bell and your like button and your share button. It helps me to bring you more content, and it helps me to notify you if you are chosen the winner. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading as well. And I update that shop daily. But I hope you come back here at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.